Tingginya.
Ush. Mau ikat apa tu? Dia pakai tu. Yang lupa tu memang. Jangan lupa ke button. Aku ingin button kat sini.
Aku nak buka.
Apa tu? Mau record? Beli lagi?
Beli. Banyak.
Oh, Johari Surin. Apa 64?
64.
Ni tak terang lah. Aku dah je tak terang.
Mana? Oh, tu setting lain. Sekejap saya adjust.
Oh. Ada lagi? Mana? Tak ada lah.
Tak, pakcik dia kat gelap. Dia tak on Irish. Dah.
Ini boleh lah. Okey, jadi tak tu je. Yang terang lah.
Kosong lah. Kosong lah tengah. Oh, ni 9. 9 ni sangat tinggi. 9 lah kot ada noise. Buat 6 je.
Oh, kau letak. Aku tengok kau kontrol kat mana tak boleh kontrol tu mana tu
3. Okey.
3 cantik.
Okey, 3
tu
ni balance use memang use. Okey. Okey. Cucuk bagi gitu tak seri. Tapi esok ni
tu yang dah
standby. Yang ada tape ni.
yang mana?
Ada tape ni. Yang ni. Beti tu. Beti dia kat office.
Beti kat sini.
Tak ada dia kat office kan.
Kau nak ambil ini esok?
Esok.
Esok kena cas tu. Beti tu tak cas.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to everyone. I am Dr. Perdana and I will be your Master of Ceremony for today's inaugural lecture. First of all, on behalf of the University of Malaya, we are delighted to welcome all distinguished guests and also the warmest welcome to those who have traveled from far distance to be part of this inaugural lecture, which will be delivered by Professor Dr. Amir Feisal Merican bin Aljunid Merican from the Institute of Biological Sciences, Faculty of Science, University of Malaya. The lecture will be commencing shortly. For your information, inaugural lectures are for fellow professors in University of Malaya to share their knowledge and thoughts in their respective field. To ensure that today's inaugural lecture runs smoothly, I would like to highlight a few house rules before we begin. Firstly, could all guests please stand when I announce the arrival of Professor IR Dr. Abdul Aziz Abdul Rahman, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Students Affairs Division, who will also be chairing the lecture, and the arrival of Professor Dr. Amir Feisal Merican bin Aljunid Merican. Kindly remain standing for the national anthem and the University of Malaya song. Secondly, as a courtesy to Professor Dr. Amir, I would like to get everyone's cooperation to remain in the auditorium until the end of the inaugural lecture. Lastly, I would like to remind everyone to switch off your mobile phones or set it to silent mode to avoid any distraction during this inaugural lecture. Your cooperation is highly appreciated. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Announcing the arrival of Professor IR Dr. Abdul Aziz Abdul Rahman, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Student Affairs Division as our chairman for this morning, and Professor Dr. Amir Feisal Merican bin Aljunid Merican from the Institute of Biological Sciences, Faculty of Science, University of Malaya. would like to call upon Encik Adnan Asmadi for the doa recital. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Al-Fatihah. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin arrahmanir rahim maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in ihdinas siratal mustaqim siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin hamdan hamidin hamdan syakirin hamdan yuwaffi ni'amahu wa yukafi mazidah. Ya rabbana lakal hamdu kama yuhibbul karim wa azizul sultan. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, di pagi yang berkah lagi bermakna ini, sebenarnya Majlis Syarahan Perdana Profesor Dr. Amir Feisal Merican bin Aljunid Merican, kami mendatangkan dan memanjatkan kesyukuran di atas limpah kurniamu yang tidak terhingga, sehingga kami dapat hidup dengan aman, diberikan rezeki yang halal, serta dapat melaksanakan tugas-tugas kami di fakulti saya dengan cakap adil dan saksama. Ya Allah, ya Rahman, kami memohon kepadamu supaya jadikanlah Majlis Syarahan Perdana ini sebagai majlis yang meridai, berjalan dalam suasana yang aman, lancar, serta memberi manfaat kepada semua hadirin. Ya Allah, ya Rahim, berilah taufik dan hidayahmu kepada Profesor Dr. Amir Feisal Merican bin Aljunid Merican, ahli-ahli keluarga beliau dan seluruh warga UM. Semoga sentiasa berada di dalam keberkatanmu, dimurahkan rezeki dan dikurniakan umur yang berkat. Rabbana la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadaytana wa hab lana min ladunka rahmah innaka antal wahhab. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallam. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Thank you Encik Adnan for the doa. A very good morning to Professor IR Dr. Abdul Aziz Abdul Rahman, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Student Affairs Division, Profesor Dr. Amir Feisal Merican bin Aljunid Merican, YB Senator Tuan Muhammad Yusmadi bin Muhammad Yusof, Profesor Dr. Profesor Dr. Ismail Yusof, Dean Fakulty of Science, Datuk Sri, Datuk-Datuk, Datin-Datin, Professor Emeritus, Professor, Distinguished Guest, Management of the Faculty of Science, University of Malaya, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the inaugural lecture by Professor Dr. Amir Feisal Merican bin Aljunid Merican entitled Realizing and Reinventing the Potential of Bioinformatics, Transforming Biological Data into Meaningful Insights to Accelerate Discoveries of Scientific Breakthroughs and Shaping the Future. Without further delay, I would like to invite the chairman for today's inaugural lecture, Professor IR Dr. Abdul Aziz Abdul Rahman, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Student Affairs Division, to chair today's lecture. Professor.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Selamat sejahtera, everyone. To distinguished guests, saya nampak Prof. Datuk Marzuki Mashkuri kat situ. My senior CFUS, Prof. Mahmud, yeah. So, welcome to University Malaya. I see many of my colleagues here, Prof. Yasmin there, Dekan, pelajar, and most importantly, the person of the day today, Prof. Amir. He was my neighbor actually for a couple of years, dekat section 12. So I know Prof. Amir for a long time. So when the invitation came to chair this meeting today, I accepted it very quickly, very early. So I'm very happy to be here today. So let's look at what Prof. I call him Amir, so I don't know how faculty call him. Probably they call him Amir Feisal Merican or what. So whatever, Professor Dr. Amir Feisal Merican bin Aljunid Merican was born in Alusta, Kedah. He is an alumni of Star 2, Johor Bahru, Sekolah Rendah Kebangsaan Skandar, Alusta, Kedah, and Sekolah Menengah Sultan Abdul Halim, Jitra Kedah, all famous schools. He obtained his first class honors degree in microbiology from the University of Malaya in 1992. And at that time, it was not easy to get first class, so I think that's a very big achievement. And Doctor of Philosophy degree in biochemistry and molecular microbiology from University of Oxford, England in 1995. He also being awarded an MPhil degree in computational biology from University of Cambridge, England in 2006. I think he's one of the few that university sent to pursue master after PhD. Is that right? Especially among academics. That's also another sign of his achievements. Now, he was appointed a lecturer in 1995 and successfully completed his PhD degree, then being promoted to associate professor in 2003 and a full professor in 2014. His expertise in the area of bioinformatics, computational biology, genomics, microbial biotechnology, digital human modeling, as well as entrepreneurship and innovation. Got a bit of combination. He also has interest in system biology, natural medicine, prophetic and Islamic medicine, halal science and innovation, Islamic worldview and Islamic civilization, as well as unmanned autonomous vehicle. As a reason, 3 months ago, we were having discussion on drone technology. So it was very surprising for my colleagues from engineering, having to talk to we call him a microbiology person on a drone. So I had to educate some of my colleagues from engineering, saying that it requires a person with multidisciplinary thinking to have this. Drone is not only a technical item, but it's also application based, and people in bioinformatics, their way that their thinking process, why it is that they go and analyze things, which can see a better outcome having persons like him in that project. So I think that project is going on now, I believe. And Professor Amir Feisal has spearheaded the development of curriculum for both the Bachelor of Science, Bioinformatics, and Master in Bioinformatics by coursework degree program. Both are the first in Malaysia. So when he went for his PhD or master's degree, at the time bioinformatics was probably quite an alien field for students to take up, I believe, at that time. Now we can see a lot of interest in it, a lot of logic in it, especially with this coronavirus item, which I'm tasked to deal with it. So what we found is that many fake news comes out and all that, but at the end of the day, the decision that we make based on information, based on real information, is the one that is helping us, including deciding what to do and how to do things and all that. So it is becoming an area of extreme importance, and I believe Professor Amir here has done justice in spearheading those directions for University of Malaya. Now, he has contributed, Prof. Merican was the founder and former head of Crystal Center for Research in Computational Sciences and Information for Biology, Bioindustry, Environment, Agriculture and Healthcare, University of Malaya Research Center. He also contributed his expertise at the national level. Among the significant contributions include Director of the Center of Computational and System Biology at Malaysia Genome Institute of the Ministry of Science, Technology Innovation, MOSTI, previously known as MOSTI. Panel evaluator appointed by the Malaysian Qualification Agency, MQA, formerly LAN, for Bioinformatics, Biotechnology and Science Program since 7 March 2002 and up to now. That's a big recognition for his expertise. And expert panel for grant evaluation at MOHI and MOSTI. He was one of the 10 co-founder and ex-president of Malaysian Society of Bioinformatics and Computational Biology, or MASBIC, is it? Is it MASBIC? MASBIC, huh? Prof. Amir Feisal has received several distinguished awards. Among those were, number 1, Japanese Bioindustry Association for Research and Molecular Systematic with Professor Takayuki Izaki at the Gifu University School of Medicine, Japan. Number 2, a very prestigious Fulbright Fellowship for Research in Bioinformatics with the Nobel laureate Professor Walter Gilbert at Howard University. And thirdly, Commonwealth Fellowship for Research in Molecular Microbiology, Microbial Ecology with Professor John Sanders at Leopold University, and Excellent Service Award in University Malaya a few times. So I think these awards are not easy to come by. And with that, today, Professor, the floor is yours. I think the topic of the inaugural lecture today is very timely with this happening of this coronavirus and all that. So I think after this inaugural today, we will be much more informed about a lot of other things. And floor is yours, sir. Thank you very much.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh, and very good morning to everyone. Yang berbahagia Profesor IR Dr. Abdul Aziz Abdul Rahman, Deputy Vice Chancellor Student Affairs Division Universiti Malaya. Yang berhormat Senator Tuan Muhammad Yusmaidi bin Muhammad Yusof, Profesor Dr. Ismail Yusof, Dean Faculty of Science, Datuk Seri, Datuk-Datuk, Datin-Datin, Profesor Emeritus, Professor, distinguished guests, the management of the Faculty of Science, University of Malaya, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for attending this, I would call simple kind of lecture for me. Alhamdulillah, mashallah, I'm very honored to have many of you to attend this lecture, especially those that has contributed a lot to my endeavor in this academic world. Okay. First of all, I would like to say why I choose this is a special date, because it's easier for me to remember. I thought it's a palindromic date, but it's not a palindromic date. So okay, tak apalah. So I was looking, is there any significant event on this day? So while browsing the internet, that's what I normally do as a bioinformatician, for example, to get data, to get information. So actually today is the World Day of Social Justice. And the theme is closing the inequalities gap to achieve social justice. So very interesting. I only know it today because of this lecture. Okay, but February is a very important month for those who studies genomics. There are two papers that was published on the 15th of February, just few days ago, but in 2001, and on the 16th of February, 2001. I'm sure those who are experts and the students may know what paper are these. So I have got the students from bioinformatics. I just taught them genomics, so hopefully they know which paper is this. And yeah, in 1953, in February, there's also an important event that happened in this month of February. Okay. and some people celebrate Valentine's Day this day. Okay, so this is my first book. My first book that I wrote on my own, and with the help of few lecturers, and Alhamdulillah, we finally got it being accepted by Perpustakaan Negara Malaysia recently. So in that book, I describe my understanding about bioinformatics, because many people has many definitions of bioinformatics. Okay. Okay. This is important. I would like to say this first before I go into my lecture. Yeah, because I wouldn't be here if not by the contributions of many people. Okay, I should skip that. Sorry. Okay, so in today's presentation, so I will follow the one in this book. I think most of you have got it. First of all, biology, data-rich and informational science. Number two, a component of biological sciences, because there are few people who say bioinformatics is not biology science. It may be physics and be chemistry. But I describe in this book that bioinformatics is a component of biological sciences. A bit of historical perspective, and I would like to share, especially for those who are doing their master's, PhD, and undergrad, to have some inspiration of, I would say it was maybe a success to me, Alhamdulillah, a scientist's journey from a microbiologist to a bioinformaticist, maybe. Number four, scholarly output and research impact. And lastly, the bioinformatics education in Malaysia. So I just follow the one in this book, yeah? But I will just shorten it up. Okay, biology is a data-rich and informational science. So I would say that there are three important things. Biology is a data-rich science. Everyone knows that, I believe. It's an informational science. It has a lot of information. Well, we'll deal with raw data sets. Okay, and there are informational molecules in our body. Molecules that carry information. Okay. And if you see, this is basically a figure that I took from a book, that you can see that the cellular level, there are also the organismal level and the proportional level. So we start with atoms that make up molecules, molecules make up macromolecules, and then we have organelles, we have cell, and these cells come together to make tissue. From tissue it goes to organ, organ to organ system, to organism, and then organism will have interaction among themselves in the species, in the community, as well as the ecosystem. So, at all these levels, there are basically informations, yeah, that biologists would like to understand what actually happens. Yeah. Okay. So, biology may also be viewed as an informational science. For example, molecules, cells, and organisms store and transfer information, right? As their most fundamental process. Yeah. And at the molecular level, we have informational molecules, DNA, RNA, proteins, metabolites, okay, which may interact with each other to form complex molecular machines or biological networks. So this actually bioinformatics studies all these things. Anything information, we are very interested, including fake news. We are also interested in fake news, and how to decipher it to become acceptable news. Okay. And when I teach in my class, I normally would like to present this write-up by Watson and Crick. It has not escaped our notice that the specific pairing we have postulated immediately suggests a possible copying mechanism for a genetic material. This was taken from one of this sentence statement here from this paper in 1953. And knowledge of this copying mechanism created a scientific revolution that led to advances in molecular biology, manipulation of DNA for genetic engineering, and decoding the genomes of human and other organisms. So it was very important discovery by both of them. And also I would like to quote this statement in the paper. Linus Pauling was one of them who was trying to understand the structure of DNA, but he failed because of his structure was not correct. But this is important, that life is a relationship between molecules, not a property of any one molecule. So the molecules in our cells interact with each other and form networks and interactions, protein-protein interactions and other things to make up the system. Okay, so this is a diagram that shows the flow of information, genetic information, DNA, and this is a protein sequence. This actually is a protein sequence of ARCH-R, the one that I did study for my PhD. And it forms the hexameric protein. So information here flows here for the structure, and then it goes to the biochemical function, and we get a phenotypic expression. Okay, so information flows from that way. So we can study here, we can study here, we can study here, we can study. Actually, bioinformatics study almost everywhere, right? Yeah, so that's very interesting. So that's why I like to venture into bioinformatics, because I want to know more. Yeah. I think as a student, especially the students behind, we have to get to know lots of information, yeah, when we study, not just to study lecture notes. Because some students, they like to just study the slides, the PowerPoint that this lecturer gives, not to go into the books and other sources. Yeah. Okay. Next, bioinformatics, a component of biological sciences. So, how to define bioinformatics? There are many definitions. There are narrow definitions. There are broader definitions. So when we started the program in 1999, we used a broader definition. Some people say bioinformatics is more on molecular biology, but for us, we have biology in the red here. It's more on the biological questions, hypothesis generation, and the experiments in the lab. And we combine it with computational, with statistical methods and everything, machine learning, and we got bioinformatics. So it's a marriage between biology and IT. That's my simplest definition of bioinformatics. Yeah. Because if we go too narrow, then I believe that it won't benefit a lot. Yeah. Okay, but then to study bioinformatics, you need a lot of knowledge in many other subjects. For example, chemistry, genomics, yeah, mathematics, statistics are important. Okay, I saw mathematician expert here. Physics also important. Yeah, a lot of things. So not only to study biology, I think biology is quite simple for me, but the computer part is quite difficult from my side, because when I did my master's in computational biology, it was very challenging. Okay, biology you can read, right? You can read, understand. It's quite simple. Okay, what is the relationship between bioinformatics and microscopy? So we believe that bioinformatics is doing for biology today what microscopy did since many centuries ago. Yeah. So it allows scientists to go deeper into the fundamental process of life and to extract, interpret, utilize tremendous quantities of bioinformation for biotechnology, biomedical, agriculture, and other practical purposes. So when our TNC says about the coronavirus, that is also one of the activities of those involved real bioinformatics. Dr. Arifana, we are lacking of real bioinformaticians, right? We have to source out to India and everywhere to find good bioinformaticians, experts in programming and everything. So the bioinformatics students should learn a lot of programming skills and everything from your lecturers, I believe. Okay, so driving this development is bioinformatics, the use of computers to store, search through, and analyze billions of DNA letters. It was bioinformatics that turned the dream of sequencing the human genome into reality. It is bioinformatics that will allow humanity to decode its deepest secrets and to reveal the extraordinary scientific riches contained in the digital core of life. So that is the importance, the significance of bioinformatics to our generation, inshallah. And next, historical perspective. So I would ask this question: when it started, who was the pioneer, and who coined the word bioinformatics? There are many reference on that, but I would like to take this, that I took it from this source. It was in 1965. But maybe Prof. Amru or Prof. Haji Muhammad can justify that the taxonomists may be the ones that are first used computers in biology. Am I right? 1950s maybe, to understand some features of taxonomy. It was stated in some reference, so taxonomists began in my book. I did state taxonomists may be the one who used computers in biology, the first one. But then in 1965, Margaret Dehoff produced this atlas of protein sequence, and it goes down with all the algorithms and everything, development of the NCBI in the US, okay, EMBL in UK, and the sequencing of the genomes of bacteria, yeast, worm, the fly, and it goes to 2001, 15 February and 16 February. The papers published by two different groups that started the project at different times, but almost complete at the same time. Okay. So these are two important ladies. Ladies made a lot of contributions to biology. As we know, Rosalind Franklin was the one who actually got the X-ray diffraction pattern of the DNA structure. So Margaret Dehoff was said to be a pioneer in the field of bioinformatics, and David Lippman hailed Margaret Dehoff as mother and father of bioinformatics. Dr. Arif once told me about Douglas Prutluck. Yeah, but I didn't put it here. Okay. Pauline Hocquebeck was the one who coined the term bioinformatics in 1970. But there are other people claim that they have also coined the word, but there are references that I took in this book that suggests she was the one who coined the word bioinformatics. Okay. Now we go a bit to genomics. Genomics is important because it has changed bioinformatics a lot. It also changed biology because of the huge data sets that were generated from the project. Okay. And these are the two very prominent figures in the Human Genome Project. Both are Americans. One is geneticist, also geneticist. So Dr. Sarudin, bila nak program genetics nak ditutup, saya merasa macam, hai, terkejut juga tu. Profesor pun faham ya. So actually genetics, when I was a student, I will nanti share with you. I studied genetics lah, microbiology lah, biochemistry lah, because you want to be a very good biologist, understand biology of better, kan? Okay. Tapi dia juga businessman, biochemist, okay? So this is the publicly funded project, and this is he heads the Celera Genomics Foundation, and both race. So this is the second race. The first race was between Watson Crick and the other groups to determine the structure of DNA, and this second race between these two groups. But then, I think President Clinton and the US government, they get these people to meet. It's very interesting. The students should read this story. Okay, so landmark achievement in bioinformatics, actually HGP was the landmark achievement, and there are few development of open source software databases, powerful tools, and emergence of systems biology, and the opening of many avenues in biology, medicine, technology, and computation. Okay, I finished bioinformatics. No more bioinformatics, just keep it here. Okay, now maybe more interesting, maybe for me, maybe interesting for you, I'm not sure. Looking back, how many? Okay, looking back to inspire the future, a scientist journey from microbiology to bioinformatics. So this is, I'm grateful to many people that are present today, my family and all of those, especially, yeah, I was born in Kedah, Anak Jati Kedah. And this is a very interesting picture. It was taken about 50 years ago. This is my father. My father knows this person. If you can see clearly, you may know who is this person. Can you predict? Bioinformatics like to predict. Can you predict this person and this person? They know each other, but they have not met for 50 years. So if the YouTube video is being published, maybe someone can help us to meet these two persons. Do you know who these person are? Any guess? Yeah? Yes, he is the current Sultan of Kedah. So who we didn't imagine that person now is the Sultan of Kedah. And who is this? The one, he's 1 year older than me. Who is this guy? He's the current Raja Muda of Kedah. And we are simple person. Sorry, this is my father. Still, Alhamdulillah, 82 years old, I think. And this is myself. Okay, we are from Kedah, Darul Aman. Okay, anak Kedah. Hijau kuning. Okay. Okay, yeah, I was one of the students of PASUM. Not PAS, PASUM. And I'm not sure Puan Zaimi is there or not because I invited her to come. But Prof. Madya Jamuddin is one of my lecturer. Taught me ikan, fish biology. Still remember. Okay. Yeah, this is our. So I hope Prof. Datuk Ansari will remember this batch of students. We are very nakal. So we have. There are only 4 of us. 4 of us. Lelaki lah. Pochai, Peter, Pragasam, myself. Okay. Thorn, the thorn in the flower ke kan? Okay. I have my own study group. So I always tell my students, please form a study group. So my study group was myself, Peter, and Betty. One Betty, Betty is somewhere here. She's from Sarawak. So both in Sabah and Sarawak lah. So Chong Su Sin actually was my project. We worked together for our project. Okay. This was my degree. Yalah, nak dapat first class pun. Terima kasih banyak lah kepada Prof. Dato' Ansari, Prof. Syaiful Azni, who actually helped me a lot during my studies in UM. Alhamdulillah, thank you so much, Prof. Dato' Ansari, for all your kind help. Alhamdulillah. And this is my convocation in 1992. These are my parents, myself, my siblings. Alhamdulillah, everyone is alive except one. Yeah. Okay. Kita study dapat first class, dan kita kahwin. Okay, my exciting page. I have got some time kan? Ada masa lagi? Okay. Okay, ini kita naik kapal terbang sampai London. Tak pernah naik kapal terbang pun sebenarnya. Sampai London, myself and my wife exhausted in the morning of that. And this was honeymoon lah kan. sebelum buat PhD pergi honeymoon dulu. Ya, dekat ni ada cantik lah tempat-tempat ni kan. Okey. So jangan apa ni, kawan-kawan dengan perempuan waktu study kan, tak bagus lah. Okay, I was in Glasgow actually. My first stopover dekat UK was in Glasgow, and thanks also to Prof Ansari. Prof Ansari actually contributed a lot for my academic achievement ni. He suggested in this book ada sejarah ceritanya. Professor David Sherratt was in Glasgow at that time. So I went there. This is Dave Sherratt, and his wife Lydia. So kita agak baik jugalah. So supervisor is important kan. When you do PhD, supervisor is very important. Have a very good relationship with your supervisor. Kalau tidak nanti habis singkup. This was myself dalam lab, wet lab, and this is actually apa nama ni, komputer lah kot lah. Ini apa ni, Macintosh. Dulu di UK kita pakai Macintosh, tak pakai pun PC biasa sekarang macam sekarang ni. This is Mary. Mary is a Scottish lady, very nice lady. So he was the first author of my first paper. Mary Burke. Ni kawan lama daripada Penang. Mungkin YB kenal kot, Syekh Zahari. Benar kan? Ya, Syekh Zahari. Ya, Syekh Zahari is the father-in-law of Don Daniel, Ustaz Don. Father-in-law of Ustaz Don. Okay, very interesting. This is my little ada sini. My apa ni, first son Arham. So dia tidur bukan atas bantal tau, atas papers, scientific papers. Tak ada bantal, kami miskin kan, student miskin lah. Tak ada bantal. And then dia suka kacau saya. Nak buat tulis ni kerja, dia kacau saya. Tapi bagi saya inspirasi lah, alhamdulillah. We did apply to Oxford. Alhamdulillah we got into the place, and when in overseas you have opportunity to meet people, and I met this person who actually was the apa ni, who actually found the Aljunid Professor of E. coli in apa nama ni. So kita ada viva, we have to present viva di UM lain sikit, but in sana kita kena present it to the group. And yes, after my viva, my second daughter was born. And alhamdulillah, we complete the study in the UK. And the convocation, everything was in Latin. And this was the degree. And the convocation, simple convocation, not in like macam ni kat sini kan. Very apa ni, comprehensive. And I come back to UM. So habis sikit cerita tu. And in UM, kita ada induction course. Prof Yasmin, you are one of them. Tapi gambar tak ada. So I joined, Prof Yasmin join us, I think about the same time kan Prof Yasmin was, yeah. So this is Nasruddin, and so we get to know people from the Malaya. This was myself masa muda-muda dulu. Lain kan? Teruk sangat ya. Yang ni ya, pengetua kolej keempat ada sini dulu. Prof Madir Ahmad Salim Baba. He took me into College 4 as a penyelia. So I was a penyelia. Ini Bob, ini Van. Van ni sangat, saya mesti ingat Van ni sebab saya kena bawa van ni. Dan satu peristiwa yang saya masih ingat sampai sekarang, dan saya terkejut satu hari, one evening ke night, I was called to the toilet. I was called to the toilet near the office college. And I was informed there was a baby inside that apa ni, toilet. So that was my experience as a penyelia. But as a penyelia, I think you meet a lot of people, you meet a lot of students. And actually we have a gathering in our house. This is Arham dah besar dah. My kids, it was very interesting to be a penyelia. Tapi this is our pengetua, Dr. Ahmad Salim Baba. Yeah. Thank you for getting me into the college. Banyak benda saya belajar juga kat college tu. After 5 years saya pun keluar lah sebab sabbatical kan. Tapi dengan Bob masih lagi kontak. Okay, saya pergi ke Jepun naik kapal terbang. And this is Profesor yang tadi sebut nama tadi tu. That I went under this scholarship and we met many people. The Japanese student, Malaysian students kat Japan pun kita jumpa. Dan kita jumpa someone special. I met someone special dekat Jepun. And he's here now. Jadi orang besar pula tu. Masya Allah. Kenal tu siapa dia ni? I met him there. So bila dia bagi talk, dia kata I was the one who bring him here. I'm not sure lah is it true or not. So tahniah Dr. Syarahan. Sekarang ni dah Profesor Malaya and Ketua Jabatan ISB. Alhamdulillah. That means apa yang saya buat betul kan? Tak salah tak? Okay, this was my Fulbright punya program. I went to so this was actually saya seorang pensyarah muda kan. Tapi this Nobel laureate responded to my facts. And he responded, and so he accepted me to be with him. So we were in US. My kids pun ada juga Arham pun dekat sini. Ini besar ni. Ini apa ni, rhinoceros kan. Dekat kita ISB ada kepala gajah aja. So kena bawa rhinoceros satu to ISB. Okay. This is Wally, Nancy, Alexi. So we published a paper. Alhamdulillah, in 4 months we published a paper in PNAS. It was my first bioinformatics paper. Yang ni gambar ni special sikit. Ini kalau mungkin Prof Datuk Ansari kenal kan, ada YB pun kenal kot. Sekarang ni Istek, Datuk Profesor Osman Bakar. We went to his house, and the best thing is that dia kata saya suka minum teh tarik. Baguslah, alhamdulillah dengan itu. Because he was the Deputy Vice Chancellor when I came back from UK, and he was my lecturer masa I was in UM. I also very excited, bukan excited, but stimulated by lecturer yang ajar falsafah sains. Pak Ungku was my lecturer. Pak Ungku apa ni, Prof Datuk Osman Bakar. So falsafah ni walaupun susah kan, saya tak faham sangat falsafah, tapi very interesting. It opens our mind. So jangan buang falsafah sains. Jangan jumutkan. Actually saya tak suka nak buat tulis secara perdana, tapi sebab ada sikit apa ni, cetusan apa ni nak buat tu, saya buatlah sikit. Okay, this kat UK. And then okay, ni kita pergi Abdul Salam Center dekat Trieste, and saya pergi ambil kesempatan pergi ke Venice. Seorang-seorang, tak bawa wife sama, seorang-seorang pergi Venice. Okay, habis cerita tu. Ada lagi masa ya? Okay, bioinformatics development. Okay, this nak cerita sikit sains. So I was involved in technology roadmap for bioinformatics. This is important because Prof Datuk Seri Mashkuri was there in MIMOS. Masa kita buat program bioinformatics dulu, he was one of the skeptical kot, sorry to say. Tapi alhamdulillah, tiba-tiba aja kita dapat sokongan kuat daripada Datuk Seri masa dia kat MIMOS. He was able to gather almost all bioinformatician in the country at that time. Okay, and then ada phase 2. So masa ni Prof Datuk Seri Mashkuri involved in, and because of that gathering of all this bioinformatician and biologists ni, kita dapat buat this persatuan. And Datuk Mashkuri was the founding president of this persatuan. I was a secretary. So saya buat kerja tulis presidennya. Alhamdulillah. Walaupun presidennya bukan orang mathematics tapi orang computer science, yang mencintai biology. Okay. And alhamdulillah di UM this center was created, and actually saya sangat indebted to arwah apa ni Prof Datuk Muhammad Rasad. That's why saya invite Prof Datin Saadah. Thank you so much. Saya nak terima kasih banyaklah. He was the TNC of research masa tu. It was not easy. Orang bawahnya saya kan nak buat satu benda yang tinggi susah. Tapi dengan bantuan daripada mereka yang faham, insya-Allah boleh berjaya. So this was the roadmap yang kita buat. Kita buat macam-macam lah. So actually dah ada pun roadmap for bioinformatics for the country. Cuma sekarang ni tak tahu ke mana. Tak apalah, mungkin Dr. Syarahan akan follow. This persatuannya masih hidup lagi, Datuk. Dr. Syarahan masih hidup lagi. Masih itu kita punya Vice President 1 kan. Ni orang penting ni. President 1. Alhamdulillah. ini kita punya ex-student bioinformatics. Karabariah, dia dapat khazanah scholarship pergi ke UK. So hopefully universiti boleh pertimbangkan balik kot apa ni, nak minta tolonglah dekan dengan apa ni, kita punya TNC supaya bioinformatics boleh kekal selama-lamanya di UM, insya-Allah. Okey, ini satu yang agak kita rasa bangga lah ya. Kita create crystal dah lama dah. About 2 years ago kot, pihak kementerian identify crystal as one of the 7 H Center of Excellence for Industry 4.0. So ada yang lain adalah seperti UTM, UKM dan UM. Alhamdulillah, I was not aware about this. When I did some research for this book, I get to know this information. So hopefully crystal, nama dah ubah kan, pendek sikit sekarang ni, tapi hopefully still boleh lah jadi sebagai center of reference for bioinformatics in Malaysia. So apa yang saya buat, alhamdulillah ada kesan jugalah ya. Okay, so I went to Cambridge for my masters. Sebab orang kata, apa ni, you ni microbiology, you nak buat bioinformatics, mana boleh. So saya minta bond dari UM to have a masters in computational biology. So I went to Cambridge, alhamdulillah. I met few people, and this was Simon Tavari, one of our lecturer kat situ, and this kita course coordinator is my friend. So alhamdulillah, after struggling apa semua tu, dapatlah degree. Susah. I was hampir quitting the program sebab susah kan? Because it was offered by the mathematics department. I hate mathematics. Sorry, mathematician kat sini, Prof. Prof Umar. Tapi tak apalah, sebab bioinformatics kita go juga. Okay, this was my family. I didn't attend the convocation, but just pakai jubah je lah, just to ingat-ingat. So Arham is still ada dah besar dah ni. Okay. Dulu dia tidur atas apa ni, papers, research papers. Sekarang dia dah besar, alhamdulillah. I met Dr. Azman was one of the founders of bioinformatics industry, this industry players. Dr. Arif Anwar, industry players juga. Thank you for coming, Dr. Anwar. Arif. Dr. Arif from Silicon Valley kan dulu. He was in Silicon Valley and came back. Okay, so we did organize few things. This is a conference. Dr. Arfah ada sini kot? Tak tahu lah dia tidak. So we did a conference kat sini. So we did call many people. Alhamdulillah. So in addition to research, teaching apa semua ni, kita buat conference sebagainya. Ada masa lagi Okay, yang ni yang biasa orang akan tunjuk lah ya. Saya tak nak tunjuk sebab semua saya tak dalam buku ni. Cuma I just want to say that a strong bioinformatics research community is critical for supporting life science based industry towards success, not only industry but any kind of research kan. So I have diverse interests. I think Datuk Prof Datuk Muhammad did commented to me, you tak fokus. Saya tak fokus kan. Macam mana nak fokus, banyak interest sangat lah. So I have 9 areas of interest, and all this in this book supported by publications. So bioinformatics and omics based research, number 1. Number 2, molecular systems biology. Number 3, electrostatics, computation and biomolecular simulation. Kemudian digital human modeling. Yang ini saya buat dengan Prof Asma. Thank you for coming, Prof Asma. Okay. Childhood development ni saya mula berminat dengan pendidikan after my second sabbatical. Falsafah pendidikan kebangsaan lah, semua masih berminat, dan we are applying for LRGS for this year under education. Lichenology. So bioinformatician ni dia boring dalam komputer 24 hours. So we go out to the forest to look for lichens. Okay. Molecular microbiology, bioinformation infrastructure, plant, animal biology, sebagainya lah. So 9 bidang. All the details in this book, all the publications semuanya. Tapi saya nak sebut juga Prof Yasmin. Thank you so much Prof Yasmin. Sebab when I came back, kita ada grant yang Prof Dr. Ansari pun dan Prof Yasmin banyak bantu saya untuk nak start up sebagai seorang pensyarah muda lah kan. Alhamdulillah, thank you so much Prof Yasmin. Dan Actually, in my earlier tadi, compliments tadi, saya nak sebut, thank you so much for all the anonymous grant reviewers. I think without them, tak ada duit. No money to do research. But because of these anonymous grant reviewers, we got the money, we can do research. And nowadays, people are complaining there's no money. But I think we should, try to look for the money. Kan? Okay. Ini saya ni banyak juga minat buatlah gelang tangan lah, apalah, buatlah apapun. Ini satu yang interesting. This is sort of CSR for me. Kita pergi ke zoo dan kita kata zoo, kami ada satu teknologi yang sangat mudah, semua orang pakai sekarang, QR code. Dan kita bincang how information on the animals can be accessed online. Using smartphone pun boleh. So kita create this QR code, and I think 200 lebih papan tanda signage in the zoo ada kita punya QR code. So bila you scan dengan your mobile phone, you can get all the information about the animals. And interestingly, Post Malaysia was interested. So dia buat stamp. Dia letak QR code. If you scan, you can see the information on your mobile phone. Ini something yang kita pun tak pernah fikir. Yeah. So ada stamp. Macam-macam lah stamp ada kat sini. Ini dah stampnya. So ada panda sini ada kat sini. Panda pun ada. So kita boleh masuk panda free of charge. That is the beauty of becoming a researcher, kan? We can go overseas, we can meet people, a lot of things. Yeah. Okay, so ada special punya special day lah for this. So UM is involved, Crystal is involved, Zunera is involved. Okay, so lepas ni, what's next after ni? Saya dengan saudara Hilman, kita buat augmented reality and virtual reality, kan? We are doing something on that. In this book ada kat belakang tu, kita menang award baru ni, silver je, tak apalah. Okay, last one. Ada lagi kan masa? How many minutes? Okay. This is the last one. Yeah, we created this one in 1999, the first undergrad degree. So bila orang kata nak jumut, saya pun sedih sangat lah. Jadi saya pun kata tak apalah, saya buat Syarahan Perdana. At least saya boleh highlight the importance of bioinformatics to the country, not to the country, to the world actually. Yeah, so both of us, Associate Professor Khairudin Haji Hitam cannot make it today, tapi both of us bukan created, we did the work, the paperwork on this. We would like to thank Prof. Dato' Ansari, because he was the Dean of IPS. That's IPS kan masa tu. And then arwah Prof. Rasad. Again, saya nak mention arwah Prof. Rasad, contributing as the Dean of Science. Masa tu Prof. Dato' Mashkuri, I was told lah, tak tahu, kata agak-agak skeptical on the program. Betul ke? Tak betul lah. Sokong kuat lah. Neutral lah, sebab kita biologist tau. Kita biologist. Who are we to talk about computer science, kan? Tapi because of these two great people, open-minded dan nampak ke hadapan, alhamdulillah it was approved by the ministry. So it was very challenging to initiate something new and came from below. So from us, kita pensyarah muda nak create something new. But itulah saya kata strong support from at least two deans at that time was actually get this program through. So it was challenging, very challenging. So bila kata nak jumut, saya pun terlalu sedih sebab it was not easy. Yeah. Okay, ini keluar dalam satu makalah, Dynamic Dough. Saya muda lagi, sorry. Actually, he was my lecturer in genetics when I was a student. And I almost failed his paper because I spotted this question tak keluar. Because I don't, genetic tough for me, yalah kan. But I got a D. D masa tu masih lagi okay. But that was the worst paper in the history of my education in UM. It was a spotted spotted punya question tak keluar langsung, semua gigil dalam ruang kuliah tu. Dalam ruang peperiksaan, masya-Allah. This was the article that came out about bioinformatics in the program. Lastly, bioinformatics and Industrial Revolution 4.0. Where is bioinformatics in this framework? Yeah, you can see it's there. It's there. Atas kan, bukan bawah, atas. So it's important. It's very important. So please, kita yang bagi dekan, TNC, tolong support kita punya KHOD. It's up there, near the ceiling. Okay, so you can see ada macam-macam lah kan, IR 4.0, nanotechnology, neurotechnology lah, quantum computing lah semua. So bioinformatics is actually important for the future. Sebab tu tajuk saya ni saya buat shaping the future. Okay, nak habis kan? Habis dah? Okay. So, summary. Habis dah. Bioinformatics is one of the most rapidly developing scientific fields today and will shape the future and impacting our lives. I hope from my simple presentation it gives you something lah kot. Ke tak ada nampak apa-apa. Bioinformatics education is of utmost importance to be offered by universities, especially so in this IR 4.0 era. And lastly, as a motivated individual, taking academia as my career, I am looking forward to new challenges that lies ahead, inshallah, with Allah's blessing and guidance. And before that, I would like to say some appreciation to our Professor Dr. I.R. Abdul Aziz bin Abdul Rahman. Thank you so much. Bukan senang nak dapat seorang yang busy schedule untuk hadir ke sini. Not forgetting our NAP Chancellor, Dato' IR Dr. Abdul Rahim Hashim. Thank you so much for his approval dan sebagainya. Our Dean, Prof. Dr. Ismail Yusuf, thank you so much. It was easy. Before I want to say I want to do this, I thought it was quite difficult. But the Dean and then Saudara Tuan Sazali, I know him from my student days kan. Because my friend Bakri was staying with him, so I went dan sebagainya lah. Okay, and then kita nak thank you so much Dr. Nur Ardiana, Dr. Taznim, mana dia? Dr. Taznim, Dr. Nikman, because they go through this book, check segala-galanya lah. Thank you. Without them, saya rasa I cannot produce this one. And then with the help of Puan Rosfiza, Puan Suguna Devi, Cik Saifuddin, Puan Nur Azlina, ni PDS Dekan Puan Aina, Puan Rosnani, Cik Nur Hazli, Cik Salman. Cik Salman nama dia kat sini dalam ni. Sebab dia yang design this one. Cik Rahman, Cik Raihan, Cik Haizal, Cik Haizal, Cik Hafiz ambil gambar saya. Thank you so much. Actually, thank you so much to everyone to have actually helped me to have this inaugural lecture today. And I saw a few faces. Thank you so much. All lecture from Dr. Duria. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah. I think I should go back lah to my slide tadi. Saya nak menangis tadi. Bukan apa. Saya sedih. Sedih sangat lah kan. Kita go back to the slide. Mana dia slide tu. Boleh sikit lagi ya. Okay. Mana ni. Okay, yang ni kot lah. Okay lah. I think kan all the publications in here actually are the work of my students. My master student, Leong Waimun, thank you so much. Banyak lagi student saya tak nampak kat sini. Was of the work of the students, the master students, the PhD, the undergrad students, the project students, Azma kan? Tak ingat nama, sorry. And then collaborators, Prof. Esmi was my collaborators dulu, Prof. Nur Saada. Saya tak nak sebut nama kat sini sebab saya takut saya terlupa dan nanti takut orang akan terasa sikit. Tapi actually saya tak ada apa-apa pun. Saya hanya Allah Ta'ala berikan saya kemudahan untuk mendapatkan rakan-rakan untuk kita work together, collaborate. Profesor Sarudin pun ada, mungkin lagi-lagi tambah lagi akan tambah RA, Research Fellows, ya guru-guru saya lah, guru-guru saya tak boleh lupa lah ya, Prof. Dato' Ansari, Prof. Muhammad, saya rasa ajar saya Biofights kan, Prof. Amru, banyak lagi, Doktor, banyak lagi lah guru-guru saya yang saya syukur alhamdulillah. Siapa lagi saya nak sebut? Tak sebut ni susah pula. Tapi alhamdulillah saya dah selesai syarah perdana ini, alhamdulillah. Satu beban telah pun hilang. Saya buat ni ialah orang kata you nak apply for promotion kan. That is one possibility kan. Tapi saya tidak ada semangat untuk buat, melainkan apabila saya dengar kata program nak dijumutkan. Terus bersemangat, wajar. So with that, thank you so much for attending this lecture. Alhamdulillah, semoga kita berjaya di dunia dan akhirat. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Prof. Amir, for your inspiring talk and sharing your journey in academia. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call upon Professor IR Dr. Abdul Aziz Abdul Rahman, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Students Affairs Division, to summarize and conclude today's lecture.
I think everyone enjoyed the talk. Professor Dr. Amir Feisal Merican definitely enlightened us on the importance of bioinformatics. I was making some very gross estimation. I think he mentioned bioinformatics more than 70 times today. Okay, so the mere fact that this has been mentioned, I think that shows the importance of it. So I think the Dean has been given a big assignment today to go back and look at it. Okay, so probably even if the program itself is, the term is dijumutkan, but I hope the content of it can be even further expanded to the extent that even it can go even to feel like engineering, I think, right? I think this is what we should be looking at. I think expand it beyond probably the domain of science. I think I believe we can do that. Especially so, our dean himself is involved in putting up some proposal for the land that we have in Jelebu. Not only Jelebu, we have some land in Jelebu where we are trying to look at modern farming. We are trying to look at smart farming and all that. I believe these items can go into that. If not now, probably in the pipeline. So that's a big job for you, sir. Now, coming back to our inaugural lecture today, it is very heartening to see that the importance of bioinformatics and its role in research and education. Definitely, bioinformatics is an emerging interdisciplinary subject and has made a significant contribution to biology and related areas such as environment, agriculture, medicine, and healthcare, definitely. And before I forget, I believe the Dean can also talk with another member of your faculty, with Prof. Zol here, multidisciplinary person who can actually also can look at some of these initiatives. So and Professor Merican also took us through some journey of his life, some which actually probably many of the oldies like me can also reflect some of the similar journey that most of us took also. Sazali also probably the same thing kan, betul? So I think it's not only invoke some memories within you, but I think many people are also themselves reflecting today their own journey. Definitely we can see that throughout our journey, there are people who will actually change our life. Betul. Sometimes without themselves realizing it. Even in my own life, there are 3 people in this university who did things they don't even realize that change our life. I just tell you one example. Is Prof. Sumiani here? Not yet. So she brought me into the union. So one day he just put my name into the union, so I became a union member. So when you became a union member, your life perspective changes. You look at different things, right? No. So she didn't realize probably that she has changed certain things in our life. But I think like that there are a lot of other people, and I'm sure you thank many people today, and I'm sure there are many people who in this room who have done that without themselves realizing. And probably you have done that to a lot of people as well, students dan sebagainya. By you being in the class, by you saying certain things, change the life as well. So I see that you have done very well, and I hope that, and I'm sure that you will also continue contributing to university. With that, I wish Professor Merican all the very best for his near future, and good luck, and we will support it wherever we can as a management and as a colleague as well. Thank you very much, sir. Let's give him a big clap of hand.
Thank you, Prof, for chairing this lecture. Before we end today's inaugural lecture, it is my pleasure again to invite Professor IR, Dr. Abdul Aziz Abdul Rahman, to come on stage to receive a small token of appreciation from our Dean, Professor Dr. Ismail Yusuf. Thank you, Prof. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the management of the Faculty of Science, students and staff of University of Malaya, as well as all distinguished guests here who have made time to be part of this inaugural lecture. With this, we have reached the end of the inaugural lecture. On behalf of University of Malaya, I would like to express our gratitude and also apologize if there's had been any shortcomings from our side in organizing this lecture. We would like to invite all guests to have some light refreshments which will be served just outside this auditorium. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, our deepest gratitude for your presence, and have a pleasant afternoon. Thank you so much.